Hello everybody, and welcome to this demo of IMA Mobile and IMA Desktop for machine monitoring. This is a Mitsubishi Electric solution for monitoring your CNCs through MTConnect based solutions. And the way we're just going to start out here, I want to go over a little bit about what our app looks like, what it'll look like on your computer and such. You can't really show up this through the phone right now, but it does also include a phone element that will allow you to see a lot of the same basic information, as well as receive notifications through an app. So you don't have to be, browsing websites and things with that. You can just open up an app, touch that, and get all of your machine information. It will also set up so that you can get notifications about alarms and override feed options. So it happens pretty much instantly. Once some change happens, you'll get that notification on your phone. But today we're going to focus a little bit more on, hey, here's what the screenshots look like. Here's what monitoring on your computer would look like, or if you wanted to throw these onto screens and monitors around your facility, you can also do that. And then you can also how to manage it, how to add machines, manage users, and then how to actually install adapters. The IMA adapters, which are what allow you to connect to our machines and draw the data out. So first off, we're just looking here at an example screen from IMA Desktop. This is the desktop app version. It is automatically connected to IMA Mobile, and it is what allows you to manage, again, your machines, manage your users, and to view machine status on a computer screen like this. So you see here, we've just got 3 different screens here. These are all simulators or so. I'm just at my computer at home. So everything is available through the cloud through Amazon Web Services, which is a secure feed. But this is going to allow you so that anywhere you have internet, you can just log on into your account and you can see, hey, what is the machine status for going on at my shop? You come on to things like controller mode, execution state, single block, dry run, program, part count, spindle loads, Z loads, and all of the nice overrides. Again, with Mitsubishi, we have simulators at our shop facility. We don't have any actual machines, so that's where things like spindle load and things aren't actually giving out any data. So let's kind of dig in a little bit towards how do we get this data? How do we, where are we seeing this from? So I'm just going to hit escape to exit out. And what I'm using right now is our IMA desktop app. And like I said, this is used for kind of managing your account. It is used for managing the machines, the users, and your account, and then actually accessing the data and seeing what your machines are doing. Let's start out with users. So looking here, you can see me right here, and we can see the devices. We've got a lot of them because this is our MEAU demo account, obviously. But what we want to do, we can look in and we can look at a user. You can see if they're just a regular user or if they're an administrator. Administrators have the ability to actually log into this desktop app and check things out. Users can only monitor from their smartphone app. We are also working on adding another role called supervisor, where they will be allowed to get on here, monitor machines, but they will not be allowed to make any changes to the account. So as I said, this is for an administrator. So the company administrator, whoever is managing the account, this is where they would handle all of managing their users, the machines. So if they wanted to create a new user, so let's say you have a brand new account, you want to add one of your employees as a user. So you would come up here, you would create user, you would put in their email, put in their name, and you would click, are they a user or an administrator, and then you hit save. And they would automatically get an email sent to them that includes all of their login information. Let's go back. So once your user is actually there, again, let's just take a look over at mine. You can click on that eye icon over here, and you will be given more details. So you can see their name, email, their role, what company they're with, obviously Mitsubishi. Over here, you have the option to edit it or delete this account. Then you also have this, which will send an invitation to the user's email with instructions. So this is if they lose a password or they didn't get the email or something, they can log back in, and you can resend that out. You'll also see the devices that they are logged in on, as well as the last time that they logged in. Right? And you can sign them out of that, sign them out of all of them. It's up to you on that. So that's the basics of managing the users. We have something similar with machines. And so here's all of the different machines that we have monitoring. Here's the URL. This URL, this is their host URL, and this is where the MTConnect agent is located at. The MTConnect agent is, all of our solution here with IMA is built around MTConnect, so it allows you to monitor any machine that is capable of using an MTConnect system. So Mitsubishi and many of the other brands, they have MTConnect adapters, and I'm going to show you how to install and set up ours later on. But the main idea is once you get those set up and you feed it into an MTConnect agent, which for those of you unfamiliar with MTConnect agents, we can have another video later on that will explain that, or you can contact us for more information or do some research, MTConnect.org. We'll have a lot of information for you there. So the main thing though is the agent is where it hosts the different machine data that it pulls out using the adapters. And so that's what you're going to put in here. So from this menu, I have all of the different machines, names, the URL, the location, and the cell block ID. If those are optional things, I can start and stop the monitoring. All right. Now this is really just if you're actually connected to that machine. So the way you're usually going to set this up is you're going to put an install IMA desktop, this application, onto a Windows-based PC or server that is networked to all of your CNCs via Ethernet cables. So once you're connected, if you're on that actual server or that computer that is connected, you can start and stop and take all of these. Now, I'm not actually connected, so if I were to start this one, which was a simulator in France, I'm getting okay, a whole lot of things, nothing's refused because I can't actually monitor. I'm not connected. I'm just sitting on my computer at home. So I'm going to stop it. Just a reminder, these are our logs down here. This tells you what's kind of happening. If you are actually monitoring, there's going to be an eye icon, and you can click on that, and it's going to allow you to look in and see what exact data is being pulled. And again, we'll go a little bit more into what kind of things you can expect there later on. Now, with these existing machines, I can click on that. I can edit it. Hey, here's the source URL. Again, it says econ refused because I'm just at home. I'm not actually connected to any of the machines to where this agent is. This is usually just 127.0.0.1 for those not aware. You can also see it as localhost a lot of times, and that just means this current computer or server. And again, since my computer does not have this on it, it's not showing up. But again, you want to put in then your machine ID, which is usually Mitsubishi and the serial number. For different makes and models and brands, it'll be a little bit different. But this is the control serial number. You can give it a name. Again, this is just MEU France M8 simulator because this is an M8 simulator in our office in France. So yes, you can monitor many facilities, including around the world. You can give location or cell block ID. Again, if you have multiple facilities, if you want to say this is in France, this is in Germany, this is in Chicago, and if you have many machines that are cut off into different cells inside of your facility, you can say what ID, what cell it is in. So if I wanted to add a new machine, again, I would come up here, add machine, and I would see the same thing. I would enter the source URL, and let's just say localhost. Well, actually, we'll do this later when I actually do an install of an adapter to demonstrate for you what it could look like. It's not going to have any data pulled from it, but it will allow you to see what it looks like. So you can also, with this, you can delete the machine. Now, when you want to actually view it, you go to the Dashboards tab, and from here, you can see, just an idea, here's all of your machines, here's the status, so unavailable, warning, normal, or fault. As a reminder, normal just means, hey, it's running in cycle at 100% feed rate. Warning is you might be in cycle, but not 100% feed rate, or there's something going on, or you just have it's on, but you're not, there's no errors or alarms, but it's not running optimals. Fault, hey, there's an alarm, unavailable, it's off. Okay. Now, with this, you could rearrange. You can click on that, and it'll arrange it alphabetically. You can click and arrange it via status. Okay. You can also just click and drag it around. And over on the right, you have checkboxes. So this is where, again, if you want to monitor a few different machines. So I had NC03, 77 simulator, and NC01 earlier. I can add on another one. let's do that France simulator again, and then I'm going to hit dashboard view. It's going to take a few seconds, but it'll load up, and there we go. We've got, here's NCO3, MEAU France, it's not available, so it just shows grayed out as unavailable. That could be because the machine is off, the adapter is not working, something like that. But there's some issue with your network where you're not able to actually connect to that machine, but it'll show us it there. And as you saw, it cycled through, so the screens will show you 3 at a time. And I'm watching this on my laptop right now, which is small screen. It doesn't have a big enough screen to show everything, so you will miss some data there. There is a minimum requirement for screen size, and my computer does not reach that. But of course, if you have bigger ones, or if you're throwing this up on monitors around your facilities, you will have all of that information down there. It will not be clipped off. But again, you will see 3 machines at a time, and it will cycle through every about 7 seconds. If I want to exit, I just hit escape. And if I wanted to put this, let's say I wanted to manage machines, or I wanted to throw this up onto a different menu, different monitor, while I'm still able to manage my machines, well, hey, then I would hit new window. And I'm going to get something that looks exactly the same. This time I can click this and drag it around, and I can throw it up onto a different monitor wherever I need to. Again, I can choose, move around all of my machines, and I can hit dashboard view again, and we're going to, after a couple seconds, all of that's going to come up. So that's really just a quick demo of it. Again, as a reminder, it's really just showing you a snapshot of what is happening right now. Currently, IMA Desktop does not allow you to monitor and keep track of, hey, what was my production and cycle times over the last week, month. It doesn't have historical logging yet. This is a feature that we are looking to add, but at the moment it is just a snapshot of what your machines are doing right now. But it is valuable in helping to make sure that, you know, without having to go and walk the whole floor, you know what's happening. So getting out of this, all of this is built off of MTConnect, and all of this data that we're getting on these machines, all of the things that we had here, we have to install IMA adapters first. And again, our IMA adapters are our MTConnect based adapters. And I want to show you how to install one of those. Everything is software based. So the main thing, the only hardware that you really have to do is, again, you have to plug in an Ethernet cable into your NC, and then you have to plug that in to connect that either to the computer or Windows-based server. And from there, you can connect and communicate with your machine once you install some software. So let's go through that right now. I'm just going to exit out there. So it will keep running in the background, but we can ignore that for now. So when you order this, what's going to happen is you'll get sent a couple of zip files, and when you unzip them, what you're going to get is you're going to get an IMA desktop installer and a user guide for it, and user desktop or mobile. And this is simple. You just click it, run the installer, follow the instructions. It's not difficult at all. So that's just follow instructions, click. So we're not going to really spend time on that one. The guide goes over it if you have any questions. The main one is the adapters themselves, because if you're installing multiple machines or so, there's things that you need to pay attention to. So along with if you order the adapters, what you're going to get is you're going to have the installer, guides, and then license files. And this is just for one machine. I just have a dummy serial number, but if you open it, hey, here is the NC, the control serial number. Here are the options. What data are you able to do if you have any of the optional data packages? And here is the license key. Right. So if I want to install this up, if you're just doing 1 or 2 machines, you'll get files like this for each machine. If you have an order where you're getting a number of adapters, for multiple machines at once, you'll get this put into an Excel spreadsheet, which will list all of the machines, and then it'll have the license key for each one, just to make that simpler so that you're not actually having to continuously open and close these files. All right, so now I want to actually do the install on the adapter, so I'm going to open this file up. I'm going to run the installer. Yes, I want to run it. And again, just at the beginning, click X. So here we have to choose where we want to actually install that one. So by Default, it's IMA standard adapter. If you have citizen adapter, it's IMA citizen adapter. For this one, we're just going to name it demo. One thing to make note of is that if you are installing this from multiple machines to monitor, you have to install each machine's adapter into a separate folder, right? If you install them into one, it's just going to jumble up. It's going to take over. You know, you're going to have things deleting the existing ones, and you're not going to be able to monitor. So each folder needs to have its own unique name. So after I give it the name, I'm going to hit next. So we see here we've got the adapter and the agent. The adapter is obviously what we've developed, right? And part of it includes the runtime library. So this is what is going to actually allow it to communicate to the NC. Usually we would install, you only need to have one of these on your computer. I already have it, and it takes the longest time to install out of all of these things, so I'm not going to do it at this time. Then you also have the adapter. Again, once you have the runtime adapter, the runtime library installed on your computer, you don't need to install it with every adapter. So hence why I'm just doing the standard adapter. Now, we've also packaged the agent from MTConnect. We did not develop this. This is just taken from MTConnect, but we've done just for ease of install and setup. We packaged it together. So we're going to choose to install that as well. And then it would just come with the agent. So hit next. There's a couple of license agreements to do. Now, here we're looking at the adapter service. So the adapter runs in the background of your computer as a service. So if you're not familiar with services, we'll just search for it, search for services. And what's going to come up is a list of all of the different programs that are running on my computer at this time. And these are running in the background, and these are what allow my computer to work the way it does. So we're going to install the adapter as one of these. So the way to do that, again, just like you need to install each adapter into its own unique drive, you do need to give each one their own unique name. If everything is the same name, they will just overlap each other and you will not be getting any data. The other thing you have to do is give it its own unique adapter port. The default is 7878, and the way to think about a port for those who are not IT inclined and networking inclined, or like myself, is, again, think about you're at port, the ships are docking. If a couple of ships try to go into the same port, the same area, they'll crash, nothing will come through, it's a big mess. So the default is 7878, but again, if you're installing multiple adapters, you want to give each one its own default port number. If you do not, you'll get a warning that comes up and says, hey, this port is already being used. You should use a different name. So I'm going to choose a different one that I know is not being occupied right now, 7890. I hit next, no problem. Next, we're going to install the stuff choose the settings for the MTConnect agent. Again, I'm just going to name it demo. If you are installing an agent for each different adapter for each machine, you will need to give the agents their own names. If you are installing it so that you will have multiple machines running into one agent, you don't need to install the agent every time. You can just do the one, you can just ignore these parts, just install the demos. For more information on why you might do one or the other, in terms of having multiple machines feed into one agent or all machines have their own agent, you can contact us and we can talk about your situation. So demo here, and again, I just want to give it, the default port is 5000, but I've got a lot of demo stuff installed on here, so I'm going to put a different one, 5090. So at this point, I hit next, and I need to put in the CNC IP address. And again, here we have its parameter 1926. Each CNC needs to have its own unique IP address. And what you're doing is you're telling this adapter software, hey, go on this network, go over here, and connect to that control to get data. If you don't do this, or if you don't have everyone on its own unique one, again, it's just not going to work. For information on how to set the global IP address, let us know. You can contact us and we'll go over that. But just for example, let's say 1.192.968.1. All right, let's get that into demo. The other thing that you have to do is you have to decide is it an M7 mill, an M7 lathe, an M8 mill, or an M8 lathe. There's a little bit different configurations with each one, so if you do not pick the right one, you are going to get incorrect data at the end. So we hit next, and here is where that license key file comes in. So we need to put in the serial number, and we need to put in the license key. So I'm just copying and pasting, and then I hit install. And while that's working, so the way that our things work is that the license key is tied into the NC serial number. So if you put in the wrong license key, or if you try to reuse license keys from multiple machines, the adapter is going to read. It's going to say, oh, that's the wrong NC serial number, and then it's just not going to work and start up. So you do need a unique serial key for each machine that you want to do. But everything is installed and set up. Great. So I want to make sure that it's set back up. So I come back over here to my services, I refresh, and I renamed everything as Demo IMA Standard Adapter and Demo IMA MTConnect Agent. So I look, and we have it set up to automatically start running, and it will do the same whenever you turn on your computer. Once it's installed, it will automatically start running. If you turn off the machine or have it disconnected, it will still run, and it just won't give out any information until that machine is turned back on. Okay, so now that those are running, we can kind of exit out of there and just take a look. Again, I see here Demo IMA Standard Adapter installed, adapter, all the necessary files there, agent, all the necessary files there. Great. If this was also your first install, you would also see a folder for Runtime Library. One thing to make note of here is that when you go into the adapter folder, you see here S adapter 1, 2, 3, those are the logs. This is where, if you are starting to have issues, you come in here and you send us, you copy the most recent ones and you forward those to us, and we will help out. We will take a look, and that is how we can help do that. Okay, so I've made this install, and I want to make sure that I'm connected to the machine, and the machine is giving me data. So what am I going to do? Okay, the way I can check this out, because it's MTConnect, is I can just open up a browser. We recommend Google Chrome or Firefox for easiest use. So I go in there. Because I installed this on the same computer, I'm going to do local host, right, colon, and then I want to put in where I put that last, I installed that MTConnect agent, /current. And if I look at it, here we go. Here's essentially my agent. Here is all of this data from this magical machine that I've got it connected to. But again, this is not a real machine. I am not actually connected to anything. I'm just sitting at my house. So all of the values are unavailable. If you want to see, here's a publicly available one, right, that will show you our actual machines and simulators that we have connected. So this is one of those simulators we were looking at earlier. Some of this is available. It's a simulator. It's not an actual machine. It's not actually, you're not going to see any actual data there. But again, emergency stop is available. This machine is on and ready to go. It's available. The rotary velocity, the program right now, is 35. All right. If we look down a little bit more, we see, hey, it's an automatic controller mode. Program number is 1. The block, here's what's happening in the block, the active axes, and a lot more information. Okay. This agent also has a number of different machines in there so that you can do the monitoring with that. But again, some of these are turned off because it is the COVID situation, and we're not in the facility running all the time. But what I'm seeing here is, okay, hey, I have a machine connected via an MTConnect setup using our IMA adapter and the agent. So if I wanted to add this in for monitoring, I would go back up. I would open up my IMA adapter, IMA thing, and I would click Add Machine. Now, I want to do that source URL. This is, again, where we put that MTConnect agent. So, colon, too many there, 59 there. Now, I look in. I hit select. Oh, it detected there is an MTConnect agent there, and here is the machine that is listed to it. If you have multiple machines listed on it, you're going to see all of those machines in that agent. So you can click it. You can give it a name, demo. All right. Again, location and cell block ID are optional. Hit save, and now it's here. Okay. I can edit that data. I can go to my dashboard. I can click to add it to my dashboard. Hit dashboard view. Again, because this is just an example, I'm not actually hooked up to any machine. It's just going to show as unavailable, but it will show up on here. All right, there's demo, blue, nice, not actually there. All right, fantastic. There is no actual machine. So that is just a quick run through of our IMA mobile desktop application that helps you to monitor and manage your IMA mobile account, and how to set up an IMA adapter. If you have any other questions or so, don't hesitate to contact us or reach out. My name again is Robert Brodecki, and I am the CNC Industry 4.0 specialist. My email is robert.brodecki@meau.com. You can find more information or contact us also by going to our website and searching for IMA Mobile or IMA Adapters. Thank you again, everybody, for your time, and have a great rest of your day.